All right, we'll call our meeting to order. Would you call the roll, please?
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb.
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here. Would you
Lynn
sta-
Lewis.
Oh, excuse me. Would you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, with that, item C will be the swearing in of newly appointed Ward 1 City Councilwoman Kathy Griffith by Judge Blake Virgin.
Get out of the way.
I, Kathy Griffith, solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma. I will not knowingly receive, either directly or indirectly, any money or other valuable thing for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty stated by law. Further swear that I will perform my duties as a city council member to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Welcome back.
Don't mind us.
Well, I would just take this time to welcome you back, Councilwoman Griffith. I know you served on our council for a number of years before I got here and a little bit while I was here, and it's good to have you back up here with us.
It's good to be back and representing the citizens and people of Moore. It's a good place to be.
Wonderful. Okay, with that, would you call the roll again, please?
Kathy Griffith.
Here.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb.
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here. That will move us to item 2, our consent docket. Receive and approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held August 7th, 2023. Receive the minutes of the regular Parks Board meeting held June 6th, 2023. Accept the public work and sanitary sewer improvements to the Tyler Commercial Park, Section 1 being south of Southwest 4th Street and west of Janeway Avenue, application by Tony Tyler. Item D is accept the Ward 1 residential street improvements project as constructed by Silver Star Construction Company in the final amount of $1,576,183.52 and implement a 2-year maintenance bond effective August 1st, 2023. Item E, accept the Ward 2 residential street improvements project as constructed by Silver Star Construction Company in the final amount of $1,469,519.99 and implement the 2-year maintenance bond effective August 1st, 2023. And item F, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2022-2023 in the amount of $1,035,126.97 and approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2023-2024 in the amount of $2,376,094.73.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second. Would you call the vote?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Kathy Griffith.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Action, or item passes. Item 3 is consider approval of a contract with A&A Lawn Care Service, LLC, for budgeted temporary employee services.
Vice Mayor and Council, this will enable us to hire temporary employees to help us with the drainage channel maintenance.
The drainage channel maintenance?
That's
Okay.
correct.
All right.
How quickly are we going to be able to hire the additional staff and get started on that?
We have this company on standby now. Once it gets approved, we can get help tomorrow.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We've had a motion and a second. Would you call the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item carries. Item 4, consider approval of ordinance number 103323, amending section 11-310, removal of flowers and decorative items of Part 11, Parks, Recreation, and Cemetery, Chapter 3, Cemetery of Moore Municipal Code by combining the flower pickup schedule with maintenance cleanup schedule, providing for severability and providing for a repealer.
Vice Mayor and Council, what this ordinance does is it cleans up the language of our current ordinance. Currently, as it is right now, we do the maintenance cleanup every single month. And in February and in August, we also do another flower sweep, is what I call it. And the confusion with that is we are going out 2 different times in the month of February and in August. And one, it's time consuming for our staff to go out there 2 different times. And also it is confusing as well for some of the residents as to what cleanup actually took place. And the cleanups usually are within 5 or 6 days of each other. So what this does here is, what it says is every single month during the first full week of every month, and that's defined as a Sunday through a Saturday, we will come out and do a maintenance sweep. And at the same time, 2 times a year, in February and in August, we will also do the flower sweep at that same time. It just cleans up the language and makes it less confusing for everybody.
And I know we had this come up, and there were some concerns raised by some of our citizens. Just so I'm clear, when we do the complete sweep twice a year, the city will be removing even the flowers that are in the vases?
Everything.
And the
Yep.
saddles, yes.
And if they have flowers draped across the
Saddle.
top of the
Yep.
grave marker?
That
They're
is- that is-
taking
that is
all of
correct.
that.
That is correct. 2 times a year, we will do that in February and in August, sometime during the first full week of those 2 months.
And that includes if they have stuffed animals or other things that they want to leave, and even if it's up on the marker, those things are going to be removed.
That is correct, and that's why we do it at the same time. We will let everybody know, and our plan is also to have some type of, I'm gonna call them a yard sale signs, but some type of signs to give everybody notice ahead of time. It's getting to be that time of the year, we're gonna go ahead and be doing a sweep. And if there is some special items that they want to retain, it gives them that opportunity.
Come and get them, okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
So just to confirm, we're gonna put additional signage out a couple weeks before the cleanup, so those who it will affect will be notified that way, and then that will give them time to get what they want removed before we come out.
That is correct.
Before every cleanup or just before the February and the August?
The 2 cleanup, yeah, that is correct. And what the issue was this last time is the ordinance as it is now, it says that we do the flower cleanup the first week, okay? We were short-staffed, and we were trying to work out so we could go out there at the same time. The ordinance says we would do the flower sweep the first week and the maintenance sweep the first full week. So I let everybody know if you do it sometime during the first full week, which would have been that Monday or Tuesday, we would have been okay. We would have been able to abide by the ordinance and do both cleanups at the same time. Problem with that is we were very efficient in times past where we would do the flower sweep on the first day. And everybody was expecting it to be done on the first, and it wasn't done on the first. I then realized at this point, we need to probably not do the flowers at all because it is now the 3rd, 4th, or the 5th, and there was too much confusion. So that we were not gonna do the flowers at all. And then there was some miscommunication that flowers accidentally got done, and that's where the issues came up.
And obviously, the city in no way wants to be disrespectful to anybody that has a loved one out there and they go to visit and have their time with them. And so hopefully this will prevent, the communication and that the staff understands what they're telling the people that are calling, hey, are y'all picking up stuff today or this week? That everybody's on the same page.
That is correct. And I think with that and the addition of putting out the signs so that everybody know the time is coming where the first full week of February, we're going to be removing the flowers. I think sometimes they forget that.
And we publish that on our social media as well.
Yes.
All right, great.
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second. Call the vote.
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item passes. Item 5 is consider approval of budget supplements for FY 2023-2024 for multiple funds, including the Moore Public Works Authority to carry over prior year open purchase orders.
Vice Mayor and Council, this item is an annual event, as I'm sure you're all aware, where all the open purchase orders that we had as of June 30th, we're bringing that funding forward so we can keep the POs open for the ongoing construction, capital item purchases, any purchase orders that were still left open at the end of the year. We're bringing that funding forward so we close out the 23 year, so then we begin with the 24. So this just brings the funding into 24, into the current year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have had a motion and a second. Would you call the vote, please?
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works
Need to do 5?
Authority meeting. Oh, no, we did 5.
Oh, sorry.
Do
Yep.
that. That's all
Sorry.
right.
My bad.
That's okay. Thanks for watching with me.
Sorry.
Item 6 is our consent docket. Item A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Public Works Authority meeting held August 7th, 2023. Item B is ratify action of the City Council regarding budget supplements for FY 2023-2024 for prior year purchase order carryovers. And item C is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2022-23 in the amount of $275,170.62, and approve and ratify claims and expenditures for 2023-2024 in the amount of $877,234.38.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, had a motion and a second. Call the vote, please.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item 7, we will recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. And item 7 is the consent docket. Receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Risk Management meeting held August 7th, 2023, and approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2023-24 in the amount of $103,017.46.
Motion to approve. Second.
A motion and a second. Would you call the vote?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item passes. This time we'll recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and convene the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting.
Will you call the roll, please?
Kathy Griffith,
Here?
Jason Blair,
Here.
Lynn Lewis, Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb,
Here.
Mark Ham,
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here. Item 9 is a consent docket. Receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Economic Development Authority meeting held July 17th, 2023.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call the vote?
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes?
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes. We'll now recess the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting and reconvene the City Council meeting.
Okay. Item 10, citizens on the forum, not on the agenda. Had a couple people signed up that would like to speak. I'll call Tammy Clinton. And if you'll just, prior to speaking, just state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes.
Tammy Clinton at 908 Kings Court, Moore, Oklahoma, 73160. And my questions was about the grass. If they don't mow it until it gets over the 6-foot fence, and we have rats. I even was driving down Markwell, and a rat was crossing the street in the middle of the day. And I have grandkids and stuff. I'm concerned about that.
Where's this at?
at 908 Kings Court.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to the Public Works Director earlier today, and he had indicated that they had mowed the grass area, but the channel itself, they didn't have the equipment sized small enough that they could get in and clean it, so they attempted to go ahead and try renting a piece of equipment that could do that, and they weren't successful in finding one, but they did find a bucket that they could go ahead and put on their skid steer loader, and that bucket came in this afternoon, and they should be out there sometime tomorrow to start cleaning that up.
Okay, that'd be good.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And if when it starts to get long like that, if they haven't been out, feel free to call any of
Right.
us and let us
Any of
know, because
us.
we'll make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're not out there in
Yep.
the next day or so, let us know.
Yes, please.
And a Ricky and Diane voucher. And again, just state your name and address. You'll have 5 minutes.
Ricky Forsher, 848 Kings Court. I've been complaining to several different people. I've even went as far as the mayor about this creek situation. I mean, north of 9th Street, they mow that creek because it faces 12th and it's easily seen. Our area is being ignored for over 5 years of me living there. And we're fighting rats, we're fighting snakes, we're fighting skunks. And I know it's because of this being growed up all the time like this.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's my job to go over my fence and clean up that creek.
Right.
When
I
our
agree.
tax dollars pay for that to be kept clean.
Yep.
I know that we as the council have spoken with our city manager to let him know that we expect our city to do better than what we have done in the past. And I don't know if it was a couple of council meetings ago, we brought on an additional crew to help maintain those creek channels, and we'll try to be very responsive to.
I've more or less been told that we'll do it when we do it. And the last time it was mowed, before the time it was just mowed, they come in and knocked down all that Johnson grass that was up over our fences and didn't mow the stuff that was about this high. Just mowed it all over and let it fall on top of it. I mean, growth like that, gonna draw your rats, your snakes,
Yeah.
and your skunks. I mean, I'm tired of fighting them.
Sure.
I don't blame you.
Well, our Public Works Director is here, our Assistant City Manager, and we're all here, so we're gonna do better. And we'll and Jerry, if you can just make sure we check that after it's mowed and that it's done properly and professionally.
And I'm pretty sure you're Ward 2, I think that's, and so Mark and I,
Yeah.
yep. So, I mean, feel free to give us a call. Our phone number's on the website, and then when it starts to get long, just call me and we'll get it taken care of.
That's the problem. I've called people that's supposed to be the district area representatives. They won't answer their phones.
I promise I'll answer my phone.
I
Or I'll
have-
call you back
Yeah.
if I don't answer, I promise.
Get her number
So,
before
yep,
you leave,
yep.
yeah.
I'll give it to you. I don't have a card, but I'll give you my number. Yep.
Yeah, well, I answer.
I was gonna say it over the microphone, but then I remembered everybody's watching, so I'll just give it to you.
I'm kidding.
That's the citizens that signed up. Is there anybody else here that would like to speak that didn't sign up? All right, hearing none. Items from city council trustees? No?
Nope.
Our city manager, trust manager?
Yeah, I'd just like to shout out thanks to Chief Gibson and the police department for the job they did securing the perimeter and controlling, the scene, the derailing of the railroad cars and so forth. That was done in a very fast fashion and was able to turn it over to BNSF. And then also, again, thank Chief Herbster and the fire department and his hazmat crews. For going through and identifying the spills and confirming so that it was easy when BNSF arrived.
And then also would like to thank Deidre for all of the work that she had done
Yes.
with the coordination and informing the public and, you know, keeping everything going through that time frame. And then also, too, would like to thank Galen. He had helped and assisted with getting some subcontractors to move their heavy equipment off our bridge on over the Little River in a very timely fashion, and that made a difference. So.
So, question, so are we're dependent on BNSF to get the rest of the work done now?
Well, BNSF
Open,
is
yeah.
do, well, as far as BNSF is still doing a little bit of cleanup. We had hoped that we would be able to start this morning with demolition of the roadway approach that the city is responsible for, that had been damaged by the heavy rail cars and so forth. However, they were still dragging out some heavy axles across that area, and we didn't want to go ahead and get started and still have them, you know, bring some equipment, you know, through that area. We anticipate that, we're hoping that we can start demolition and removal on Wednesday and then begin preparation for the concrete Thursday, and if things go well, hopefully place the concrete Friday, which would mean sometime early next week that we would be able to.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be next week before we'll be able to
The few calls
open it.
I've gotten, that's been the question, is when is
Yeah.
it gonna get back open? So
Yeah.
thank you.
And all of that, again, too, depends on
Yeah.
BNSF
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
everything cleaned out.
I don't think we're gonna have rain, so I think we're okay for rain, so.
Yeah, thanks, really, I would echo, thanks all the emergency services, and we have plans and procedures in place, and all of those things were activated, and it went well. So I'm very glad for that. Jerry, just one question about eastern south of 4th. I've been driving that and haven't seen a whole lot of activity. I know there's some places where weeds are growing up and there's sitting water. I mean, where are you guys at on that contractor and getting that?
Yeah, the contractor has been, albeit small crew, has been working on the area south of the 19th Street area. I did receive, again today, what I've requested and required is I need a 3-week schedule from them as to what they're going to do for the next 3 weeks. And the schedule, I did receive one this morning, or actually it was Friday. And, you know, they said that beginning this week, today, that they would be out there starting to, you know, get the curb and gutter ready for that section along 19th, and went out there this afternoon, and they've started setting their forms and so forth for that. They also had a crew that is doing some final cleanup, and they were doing some potholing to make sure that they can go ahead and start their stabilization. Unfortunately, we still have ONG is still relocating some of their gas lines, and I talked to their project manager for that relocation, and it's going to be the end of September, they believe, by the time they'll finish with their work. But that still doesn't mean that the contractor cannot move up, you know, towards the intersection of 4th Street and start working on some of that. It shows on their 3-week schedule that they're going to start working on the subgrade, you know, between 13th and 4th Street, also in those areas that there is not a conflict with the utility or with the ONG gas line.
Thank you for staying on them and
Yeah.
keeping track of that.
Just and I know you will, but just continue to stay
Sure.
on them and make sure they're staying with the
Schedule, yeah.
schedule that they
Are they gonna
gave you.
provide a 3-week schedule every 3 weeks, or we're gonna, 2 weeks, or we're gonna ask them, what's your next 3 weeks looking like?
Well, typically what I'm used to on other projects is, you know, every week I should get a 3-week schedule.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Or at least every 2 weeks.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, if they're not,
I'll be calling them.
we need to
yeah.
do something
Yeah.
different.
And did we require a performance bond on that?
Yes.
Okay,
They
perfect,
do have a maintenance bond and a performance bond.
perfect, all right.
And they do have liquidated damages that they would pay if they aren't completed in the time frame that the entire contract was
great.
set up.
That's perfect.
And we kind of feel like once ONG gets done, they'll bring their full crew back in and just, you know,
I
that's part
think
of it
you'll
that they
see
don't
it,
want.
that's exactly right. I think once ONG gets out of the way, you know, you'll see a lot more activity on that area.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for everybody for being here, and we just need adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Would you call the vote, please?
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams,
Yes.
You ready to go? Come on.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Kathy, you don't know it yet, but you're on.